I'd like to call to order the Wednesday, June 12th, 2024 Council Conservation Commission meeting at 7:01 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
James Doran, present.
James Gates, present.
Pat Kimmel, present.
Kevin Smith, present.
Kevin, do you mind moving this?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For all. That's all right. I don't want sitting in the corner.
This meeting is being recorded. Is anyone else recording? Chairman's additions and or deletions. We're going to remove 1.6, 2.7, and 3.0. These will be added later, or at a later date.
What was that again, Jimmy? 1.6 and what?
1.6, 2.7, and 3.0. Good. 1.5, chair report, anything covered in Autumn's report will suffice.
Mr. Chair, do we need, and is anything of the VFW dam on? Can we add that on?
It's on Autumn's report.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, we're waiting for, let Autumn.
No, enough said.
Let her
Enough said.
touch it, and then we can go with it. Autumn?
Yep. So my report covers dates of May 23rd to June 12th, 2024. We had a Board of Health interdepartmental signature or sign off for 5 American Way. We have an NOI application that's come in for 21 Emery Road. The application was accepted and is being reviewed for completeness. I had contact with the homeowner at 3 Aries Lane. And there was a bridge that had been installed over a creek, and the homeowner let me know that that bridge has been removed, and that was over Witch Brook. There was also communication with the Fish and Wildlife regarding a bridge and culvert that's become a hazard in town. It's located near the VFW. A large hole has formed, and the culvert pipe is exposed and liable to cause significant erosion and sediment transportation downstream to the Squanicook River. And an enforcement update, 61 Edward Road. The debris has been removed from the wetland that was located out back of that house. I know that we've just discussed that in the past, and so just wanted to update you on that.
Thank you, Autumn.
Sure, good.
The correspondence with Fish and Game. What has transpired of that? Have they been responsive? Are you waiting on response? Do we need to let it fire?
I've emailed multiple times to Pat Huckery, who I believe is in charge of helping to maintain the properties that are owned in Townsend by Fish and Wildlife.
of it, or
Yeah.
She's in complete overview.
I have not gotten a response from her. And so Jessica reached out to her and also Leslie. I think we're starting to reach out to other people hoping to get a response. We want to see what their plan is for that, so it's not left unseen.
You know how you know how I feel about that.
I'll go about them.
Yep. It demands immediate response. It's a safety issue.
Okay.
Above and beyond what is worried about any turbidity, if it breaches with a compensatory buildup of
It
water.
has breached. There's a log that's jammed it. The water is washed around the log and around the pipe.
Kev, did you,
Do you have pictures?
I do have pictures. I guess I should note that I first,
Kind of, a
Um,
quick look, it's not in good shape.
The pipe's fine. It's just you got a big log in there. You got all the washout. You can't, it's not passable.
and the water's going around the culvert
Yep.
at this point in time. So it's 100% compromised. If we get some of the rains we did
The culvert's
last
not
year,
compromised. The culvert is blocked.
the culvert, the whole integrity of the culvert is compromised. It is not working the way it should. Water is supposed to go through the culvert, not around it. So if we get the big rains like we did last year, that McGee and Wilkins hit, it will be a situation then they're gonna have trouble putting that toothpaste back in the tube.
here's a photo of the bridge.
No, but the other picture is. For everyone looking, this is the bridge, for the crossing by the pond at the VFW.
And all parties, I mean, I was down there with Trevor. Travis, who is the steward for Fish and Game. He goes, he took the pictures. He said, I'm, gonna go back to the office and have the discussion with Pat Huckabee. She knows if she's not concerned enough with our townspeople with that situation, let's move forward in violation.
Anybody about her?
What?
Anybody about her? Like the supervisor?
We can-
I could try calling too. I haven't
We have
reached out.
I have.
Yes, you do. So do I. It's in your, yours.
Autumn, I will send you the pictures I
Yeah, I
have.
have some more. I'm just having trouble sharing.
But my point, Autumn,
Yes.
shouldn't we been able to make one email, one call, and response should have been made? It's a safety issue for our people in Townsend.
Agreed.
And could I add one thing, Mr. Gates,
Yes, sir.
my Lord Chairman?
Just send you what I have.
If somebody from conservation or somewhere in town called up and said, you've got 50 acres available to buy to add to your coffer, do you think she would have called back sooner or later?
That's how you start an email. You want a response.
You know what I'm saying?
This can kind
So
of
these are
show
the pictures of the culvert,
the culvert.
the erosion that has been caused by the log that is, and it's not even a small log.
It's been like this for months, actually.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
hey, we don't need to drag this part of the conversation out too much. If they don't remedy it in the next few weeks, then we can feel that a enforcement is.
I've been after them for over a month. Over a month.
So. That's that,
Everything's coming apart.
because of that.
The head walls are falling in, side sloops, you can see they're coming in.
So we put a date on this, tell them they can respond by the end of this week. And if they don't, we can, in enforcement.
Agreed.
Do you need us to, you want to vote on that? or
Sure.
James Dorian, yes.
James Gates, Well, hold on, we need to make a motion, we need a second.
Yeah.
Make a motion that if we don't get an adequate response by the end of the day,
Thursday,
did you
actually.
include the conservation email in this so I can see it, or just yours? I did reply all.
Okay.
By the end of the day on Friday, June 14th. We'll issue an enforcement.
Second that.
Roll call, Pat seconded.
Okay,
Roll call vote,
James Burrow, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Pat Jomo, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Jessica, you there? 2.1, 712, review and discuss Townsend Conservation Commission jurisdictional map with land use coordinator.
I'm here.
Hi,
Just
Jessica.
FYI, before I get started, Teresa Morris had her hand up, so at some point it might be nice to hear her thought.
Sorry to miss that.
I don't think it's ever good to hear my thoughts, but I just, when you said, get a response from them by a certain date, can you quantify who them are? I'm sorry if I missed it.
No, thank you, Therese.
We're talking Teresa Morse right now.
Teresa, yeah.
She
From
looks different.
Oh.
out in the sun.
Yeah.
From Mass Wildlife.
Mass Wildlife, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. Thank you very much.
From if we do not get a response from Mass Wildlife
Fishing game.
Fishing Game,
Thank you.
some state entity that is responsible for that property.
Correct.
That abuts the VFW, which
Like to be fishing game.
Fishing Game.
Do you want me to take and call the steward? To tell him what's coming, or let's make it a surprise?
Not a surprise. It's on here.
Oh,
Not live, but it's
You're the chair, your call. I'm fine with that. I've already called them 3 times on it.
live watched.
They know.
He knows
Jessica,
it.
sorry
know.
for the interruption.
That's okay,
Cutting
I started it.
No.
Hartley, this is Jessica, could I have screen share permissions real quick, please?
Okay, stand by.
Okay.
Okay, Jessica, go right ahead.
Thank you. All right. Can you guys see that map of Townsend on my screen with pink and red?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Can you
Okay,
can you read the disclaimer first? Yes.
can I bring what it is first? Yeah.
No.
So a big push from the commission is to educate the public on, all the water resources in town and their importance towards groundwater and stormwater and flood prevention and all that. So, what better way to reach our residents than to know which residents to actually contact? So, a few weeks ago, I submitted a memo to you guys that I had contacted our local planning commission, Montechusett Regional Planning Commission. They have a GIS mapping department. So I had them generate this map. So this is a draft map, and what it does is it basically just outlines in the pink color all areas that are jurisdictional to Conservation Commission. So this includes wetlands and 100-foot buffers, intermittent streams and 100-foot buffers, perennial streams and 200-foot buffers, FEMA floodplains or bordering lands subject to flooding and 100-foot buffers, vernal pools and 100-foot buffers, what am I missing? And ponds and their associated buffers. So all of these resources that I just listed are pulled from mass.gov, a GIS database. So these are all known, known approximate limits of those resources. They're not exact, but this just sort of gives a good planning guide to start. So what I had MRPC do was just outline all of those resources and their respective buffers into one map, and then subsequently had them give me a list of all the properties that these resource areas and their buffers intersect. So I have a nice table of properties. There's about 2,200 private properties that have known intersections of resource areas or buffers that would be within CONSCOM's jurisdiction. So it's pretty neat to see, all zoomed out. I'm certain there are even more that are unknown and unmapped. But this, I think, is a really good starting point. So I just wanted to get your feedback. If this is kind of easy to read, easy to understand, and then we can get some print copies.
So 2,200 properties.
Private properties.
That's most of the
That does not
properties.
include town or state-owned. Those are 2,200 private properties.
Most of the
But they have
properties.
we have a database now that allows us to send direct mailers.
Really, we do. So we're really looking at not half, but a strong,
No, no, 3/4.
uh,
How many pieces of property are in the town, Jessica? 3,100?
Under.
Under, 2,800.
We know.
I think it's 2,800.
we're a
So
9,000
21 or
person.
200 are affected by that. I think that's what the number of properties, but I mean, obviously it goes up a little bit because people split a piece of land in half or something, so the number goes up a little bit once in a while, but that's a lot.
So Jessica, it does not include state-owned?
I mean, the map includes state-owned, but the parcel list that I asked for
Does not include that.
does not, yeah. Because the intent is to educate our residents.
Yep.
So, and you at annual town meeting, you guys were approved by the town with your $5,000 education and outreach, public education and outreach budget. So,
Well, article.
yes, we have some direction.
So I think with that, we have a 7:15 hearing. Jessica, I appreciate, we all appreciate what you
That's
did
great.
here, and I think the next meeting we should discuss how to utilize this and get it out there.
I went down-
because those funds will be available to us July 1st.
I went down, saw Victoria, so I got a listing of all the state-owned land, amount of acreage, chapter land, agriculture, who's in farming, on and on. That helps us with a little better overview, who's farming, all these other little idiosyncrasies, so I can get some copies to the commissioner so that can be helpful. You know, but I have it here now if anybody wanted to cruise through it and not pay attention to the meeting.
Thank you,
Does anyone
James.
have any, who else is on? Does anyone have any questions or
I don't see any.
comments on this?
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
This isn't Jessica, this mapping, is that from FEMA?
No.
It's separate from what the
RPC is.
FEMA update floodplain area is.
Does this
too?
include the update?
No,
I don't think it does.
they're not approved yet. So this would still be the 2010 floodplain limits.
I think it's an amazing piece of work at the minimum. I know you want to do a lot more with it, but at the minimum, I'd like to see it on the Townsend webpage.
Perfect.
That's an easy low hanging fruit that can be done now.
I like that.
So I think we'll if you guys like this map, I'll move forward and get a few copies of the big, I think it's well, I guess this is 11 by 17, but maybe I can get a few 24 by 36 printed, and then, yeah, I think Autumn and I had spoken internally that this would be a really good map to send out to local, like property managers, real estate firms too, so that if they're doing, if someone's buying a house or moving to town, they might know as well. So just help, whatever way we can help spread the word.
So I do know when you move to town, you get a little welcome package.
Oh, that's nice.
I
Okay.
didn't know this. I didn't get
I
one.
didn't get one either.
And then I
I
know,
didn't even realize it.
Elisa, one of the volunteers, she when she volunteered with the historic district commission, they went through and put on the property card, put like a star if they were in the historic district, so then the homeowner knew that way too. I don't know.
Elise, I know you
Elisa,
joined us. Is that something that's easily done?
I think she left us.
Did you mean Lisa Struthers?
Yeah, she did that for the historic district.
Hey,
We can hear
Lisa,
you.
Can you hear me?
you're back.
Yes. So what we did was we had the property cards, and that was done through the assessors. They found a spot on each property card within a district. They found a spot to put a notation that it was in a district. Also,
Go ahead.
it's also done through the online permitting. That data was also fed into the permitting at the building department so that it would flag it there as well.
Which is,
And we also sent it out to regional, big guy, upper level real estate. And we did that across the whole country with a listing of all our properties within the district. And they're supposed to feed that down to all the, go down the chain, which they didn't. But in our case, the building department was a safety net. But it can be done. I can help you with that if you want to put it out to a national real estate kind of thing.
now, when she refers to district, is that district go in a weapons?
Historic district,
Historic
something like
district.
So what you do
So
is
is
Commercial
also-
district.
How many different districts are involved in it?
Three.
Historical Society, how many?
No. For
Three?
the historic districts, Jim, there's 3 districts, and there's 100 properties within those districts.
you go
So
west,
our task was a little easier. But we got maps made that, what was very helpful, the maps we supplied the building department with show the street address on the parcel outline.
Okay.
So I think getting this onto the town website, figuring out how to get it onto the assessors, into the assessors database.
Yep, they found a spot. What they have to do is determine where on the house card they would notate or make that, notation. But they did. And
Is that something that you can work on or ask them?
Yeah.
See if that we don't need money for, hopefully.
no,
And then-
they're very, very good about it.
And then also, I don't see a reason why you couldn't upload the database or the list to the website with the map,
Yeah.
so people can look up their address.
We did that as well on the website, put the addresses.
Does that make sense?
I guess another question I have, if somebody bought a house, they just moved to town, come to find out they weren't notified that it is in the Historical Society, they've got to accept the fact that there are restrictions involved in that ownership of that house. Structural changes, color
So-
changes, window location
No,
changes, doors.
That's
Jimmy, I need to make sure that you refer to the correct entity. Historical Society is a private nonprofit.
the commission is
The
the town.
Historic District Commission is a town appointed entity of the town that has oversight over the district. So it's,
Historic
I gotta
Society.
move this along,
Okay.
unfortunately, because we're 10 minutes late, to
I
our
did not
first
know
hearing,
that.
and
Did you?
as constructive as this is,
Yeah, that's true, you should. All right.
good. I love this, I wanna keep talking about it, but.
No, I
Wanna
just,
screw up
he
our-
just corrected me on something that I did not know.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting me, Lisa. You're the best.
Jess, do you have anything you
Well-
wanna
You're
throw in
welcome,
there
James.
before we move on?
Nope, I'm good. I just wanted to get your blessing that this map looks good to move forward with.
The map and the database, the list, you know,
I think it's great.
All right.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks, guys.
I did forget we are adding 4.2 correspondence.
What is 4.2 again?
Correspondence from Jane and Mike Hudson. From who?
22 Sauna Row Road. Jane.
So
Jane
we'll add that.
Hudson.
It's correspondence, just a lot of.
Okay. With the tree removal and the new, okay.
Is 7:27. 2.2. Notice of intent, CWV 2024-175 DEP number 308-0709, 5 Saunders Road. Applicants Charles and Deborah Green, representing them is Dillis and Roy. Civil Design Group, proposed work. The proposed project involves the construction of an addition to the existing single-family house, removal of an existing driveway, installation of a new driveway, drainage trench, removal of 15 trees, and related site grading work will take place within the 100-foot buffer. Do you mind reading the notice, please, and then we'll.
The Townsend Conservation Commission will hold a public meeting on June 12th, 2024 at 7:15 to consider a notice of intent by Dillis and Roy Design Group, owned by Charles and Deborah Green, for property located at 5 Saunders Road, Townsend, Mass. Map 10, lot 55.3. The proposed project involves the construction of an addition to the existing single-family home, removal of an existing driveway, installation of a new driveway, drainage trench, removal of 15 trees and related site grading. Work will take place within the 100-foot buffer. This is a joint hearing under the MGL Chapter 131, 40, as amended, and the Townsend Wetlands bylaws. If you'd like to see this application, you can reach out to us via email or come to Town Hall.
Thank you.
We
Thank
have a
you.
motion and a second to open the hearing, please.
My motion, opening of the hearing. Sounds appropriate. No DEP numbers or anything on
Yeah.
this?
There's DB number.
Where, 2.2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
TWB.
NOI, TWB 2024-175, DEP 308-0709, 5 Saunders Road. Charles and Deborah Green.
We have a second.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
James Brown.
James Rory and
We're not voting, we're just,
yes, no?
yes.
James Gates, yes.
Generally, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Autumn, did you look at the property cards?
Oh, the mailing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Okay. Please don't see them in
The abutters notifications. Yeah. They're all set.
they're in the file. We just print out or?
No, I can, let me check.
I got some here.
Do you have them?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were emailed to me, but here,
They may have, I just
I
made,
can just,
How many
I mean-
brothers did you have? 2.
No, you
Five,
got,
six. We got,
because we're across the road. Maybe.
we got green cards back, and then we got one that's been,
It's gone.
got returned. Whipple Tree Realty Court, got returned.
Jack is here, representing the applicant. Jack, if you don't mind.
Jack Maloney from Dillis and Roy, I'm here with the Greens there in the audience. In the existing house number 5 in this brown shade here, this is a proposed addition with garage. The orange represents the existing driveway, which is going to be removed, and the gray is going to be the new driveway once the addition is finished. Everything in the front yard will be pitched across the driveway. We have a stone driveway recharge trench along the edge to pick up any runoff and percolate back into the ground.
Are these pervious or impervious tar?
I'm assuming paved driveway?
Will be, yeah.
Eventually.
So this is the 100-foot buffer right here, so that part of it is outside the 100-foot. Most of the addition that's going on is within the 100-foot, outside the 50-foot. There's gonna be some fill and grading down one side, which we do have wattles with the detail that wraps around the outside of the construction area. And as mentioned, there are several trees that are coming down, and I guess one in particular is 24-inch pine. That's, I don't know how tall it is. You guys run the sidewalk,
We looked at
Yeah, we
it.
looked
It's,
at
and
it.
the homeowners are,
could be a safety issue for them down the road. It's the
Correct.
best thing to do is reach in there and grab it.
Yeah, stumps
Well, the
will be
crane is there.
left, I believe, and they're gonna use a crane that'll be
Yeah,
parked.
They'll be just taking the trunk trees right up and removing them right out.
correct.
No damage, no damage to the buffer zone.
Right. We do show a stockpile area in the front yard here. Obviously, once the
I
driveway.
was kind of curious as to, so in other words, you'll remove the driveway, that'll be the stockpile for whatever.
For whatever, yeah.
Overburdens.
Material, correct. Yep.
Very good.
Whatever's not needed on site will be trucked out, and then whatever
Absolutely.
material here that they can use for backfill and fill and grading
Mhm.
along the slope will be stockpiled here.
Nope, looks great.
Straightforward.
Yep.
Wattles, and just quick, what, you're just gonna run wattles, no need of any
No, I
silt
believe it
fencing?
had full silt fence because of
There
the
is a silt fence here too, yes. So it'll be both.
slope.
Silt fence and wattles.
Yep.
Along the slope.
The only concern I have is it is such a steep slope.
This back
Did
radius?
Chris, yeah, it's steep. Did Chris extend the recharge trench to along the side of the garage?
No, but we can, if you want. I mean, if that's a condition that you put in the order, I don't think that,
We had
That
talked
would
about
be
the
an
pitch of the roof on site. Or the drip line, coming down with the slope.
See if a good amount of water.
I think the way the roof
It's a
is
good
running.
sized garage addition you're putting on.
Along the back.
Drip edge.
so what is it does the roof pitch front to back?
The garage would be side to side, the addition between the garage and the house would
This
be
front
front
to
to back.
Front to back.
So this piece runs this way.
So this
This
runs
piece is
this way,
running this
yeah.
way.
And then this
So
one.
you got this thing running back, so something right in here.
So we could, I mean,
I
we
think
could
probably
put the
just
same
kinda
recharge
guess on
trench, wrap it right around, do a drip line trench,
So
Can I-
it would be a continuance of
that. Can I
all the way around.
Yeah.
wrapping
as
that.
long as, I don't think there's any issue with that, just wrapping that stone trench right around the back.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it would probably be a positive thing to do there.
No, we don't have any issue with that. If that can be part of the conditions at this point, I'll have Chris revise the plan and then just get you a copy of it, but,
Yeah,
that,
That's pretty heavy off this wall.
Yeah.
Should try to catch all this,
yeah, that
catch all this.
so this will be, yeah, we can bring it down here and then that can wrap it
Right across.
back here.
Ending at that back corner.
Yeah.
And that was a good call, Jimmy.
because you had also thought maybe of adding gutters at some point also and having that a place for the water to go when it comes down downspout.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Drop it right into that recharge trench.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking at the relief lines, it is, like
That
Kevin
is
said,
kind of, right there is kind of a gravelly hill. So
Should be, yeah, because I did the house back here on the other side,
Yeah.
and that was pretty sandy. Chris and I did the test holes.
so it's gonna get good results with the
It
triangle.
doesn't change, you know, it stays pretty gravelly. There's a little chilly, but, you know, that's
The
20
upper,
minutes
the
off
upper
doing
3 or
stuff.
4 feet
Yeah.
is pretty gravelly.
Okay.
On it's just a straight share.
Looks good. Looks good, Jack.
The only other concern I have was because of the slope. I think taking into consideration a second silt fence.
Down in that
Some-
corner
yeah.
down in there.
Whatever, I don't know what the distance should be, but, yeah, you know, with the 100-year rains that we get 3 times a year now,
Well, how about dropping a little section right along that 50-foot buffer line?
Where would that be
Yeah.
again, Kevin?
Well, you can see it right there going across right there.
Right here.
So just leave these as they are.
Yeah.
because of the-
Just connect, yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
bring
you know,
that
just
right across.
gives it a little bit
Yep.
extra
So you just
protection.
wanna run a little safety.
I feel that.
It's a good idea.
I think
I
the other
agree.
commissioners, we speak up, or Autumn, or,
No, I just wanted to make sure I see, and we're looking at.
Well, the silt
45
fence,
to
wasn't the silt
55
fence
feet?
held back because of that
Oh,
one
40
pine tree? They wanted to take off down in that corner,
yeah.
as I recall. Down in that,
there's
where the
that
silt
big
fence flipped back
pine.
down into the woods there. Did you have a tree right there you were gonna remove?
Yeah, it's right.
So the
it's
silt
right
fence is
in
showing
this
it.
area.
Get rid of the tree and then run some
Yep.
silt fence right across at the 50-foot buffer line. And, you know, you're not going any further than that anyway.
Right.
You know, your limit of excavation falls right at the 50-foot line anyway.
So having that second.
Having that second piece is just a little bit of a buffer if it takes off in a bad storm. You got a little more extra protection right there. Good idea.
Like Jack said, we're looking at a minimal distance, probably 40 feet. For that little bit of
Along that strip.
extra protection is worth it.
Small stretch.
Again, you know, we had 2 or 3 events last year that were recognized as.
See, in its session of a 100-year event, one of them was considered biblical, has not been in any record. So
Just biblical.
that is one of the new
Did you?
little
talk to
pieces of
the-
verbiage that was stated that this has that amount of rain, they've never seen that amount accumulate so quick. So they said it was of
Biblical proportions.
Chad, I know you didn't get a chance to come to this site visit. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm listening, it looks like it's all laid out pretty well. All the safety. It's
So-
put in place, so.
we've got to get all set from the material landing for any excess, and I'm good with
Right together.
Recommendation on the bottom.
okay.
So, Make a motion to approve this, number 308-0709, on the condition that, or with the standard order conditions, with the special conditions, the recharge trench be extended as discussed, and a second silt fence is put in
Along the 50-foot line.
along the 50-foot upper line, in that the amended plans are submitted or, the copy is sent to the office.
I'll second that.
Do we have a second? Do we have any discussion?
Second,
No, he seconded that. Do we have discussion?
He knows I tried to bid for it. He knew I wanted the second on it. I just wanted to see if I could pull it from him. But you guys
So
tried.
that was our discussion, I guess.
Well, what are you saying, Jimmy?
Roll call vote, please.
Jim Ryan food.
Oh, it's been a long day
James
for me.
Gates, yes.
Emily, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
So,
We'll see you again someday.
I'd like to, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing for TWB 2024-175 DEP number 3080709.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Do I have a second?
Second,
Roll call vote.
James Ryan food.
James Gates, yes.
Pat Jones, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
You even hesitated a little, Kevin. I could have grabbed that.
Two Capricorn Lane.
We're catching up.
It is 7:41, 2.2. Notice of intent, TWB 2024-176, DEP number 3080710, 2 Capricorn Lane, applicants Kevin O'Leary. Representing him is
Meisner,
Mesner.
Meisner and Brim.
Meisner.
Meisner, Brim.
For proposed work, the intended project falls within the riverfront area of which Brook. It involves expanding the existing house and constructing a deck on the at these.
Townsend Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on June 12th, 2024 at 7:35 to consider the NOI filed by Mesner Brem Corp. And owned by Kevin O'Leary for property located at 2 Capricorn Lane, map 53, lot 50.4. The project proposal consists of the redevelopment of an existing single-family house. The existing deck in the rear of the house will be removed, an addition will be added to the house, and a new deck will be constructed. Work will take place within the 200-foot riverfront area of Witch Brook and the 100-foot buffer zone of the bordering vegetated wetland. The hearing is being conducted jointly in accordance with the mandates of MGL Chapter 130 and 40 as amended in the Townsend Wetlands bylaws and regulations. If you'd like to see this application, you can please come to Town Hall or email the Conservation Office.
I make a motion to open the hearing for TWB 2024-176, DEP number 308-0710, 2 Capricorn Lane. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
James,
James Ryan. Yes.
James Gates, yes.
Pat Jones, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes. You're more tired than I am today.
Do you mind bringing this one up, please?
Oh, sure.
I'm the one picking scapes. I can't get any help. Name another girl.
All right, Jim.
Yeah.
You go help Kevin with his tractor after this.
I told him $190,000 piece of crap. $190 for that tractor.
Okay, so the abutters notifications were mailed over,
I
and
wanted
I've
to
already
find-
checked those. We're all set.
Okay.
Thanks, Ian.
I have them if you need them.
Okay, no, I already checked them
Do you have a
online.
printed off copy?
I don't, but I'll put that in there.
Okay,
I'll
thank
print it. Yep.
It's not those worse, and the next person has to go looking. She's fighting that now. Jessica fought it, Matt fought it.
Hey, there we go.
All right, I'll zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, that's better.
Let's see.
I wanted to
I
make
can
note,
even see that.
well, I want to make note that this was a very comprehensive plan, and it's appreciated that you were very thorough in this.
Yeah, you did a nice job. I've been looking at it.
Sometimes put too
I've
much
studied-
on there.
I've studied that pretty well.
So good evening, my name is Ian Ainsley. I'm an engineer from Miser Brown. I'm here with Kyle Leary, the owner. This is an existing single-family house. It's 2 Capricorn Lane. It's Richbrook back here, perennial stream. And there's a little bit of flagged BVW, bordering vegetated wetland, right along the brook. Right now, there is a deck in the back of the house. We're going to be taking that deck out, replacing it with a new deck. It's kind of the lighter gray, and then putting in an addition as well, basement and a sunroom, top floor. This is the 100-foot wetland buffer right here, and the 100-foot inner riparian for the riverfront. So we're kind of almost to the edge of that. We're 75 feet away at the closest point, which is very similar to what's there now. Because we're taking the deck out and replacing it, it's pretty close as far as the impervious area. We do have a very small increase of 80 square feet. So I am proposing to kind of renaturalize a portion of the lawn in the back, just to kind of, provide some offset to that increase in impervious area. We can show a line of filter sock and silt fence to wrap around the construction, and really isn't too much more to it than that. I'm kind of happy to answer your questions.
You get a temporary stockpile area all indicated.
Yep.
You get your walls across there. Actually, did a very nice job on wood. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, nice set of plans.
I don't have any thing to add. It's a very simple.
Yep. Looks good. Stockpile area needs to be there. It's the most logical place to put it.
Yeah, just with the machinery in there, that's where
It needs to go there. It's,
they go there.
yeah, we do a lot of that type of stuff. That's the most logical place to put it right there.
Closest.
Well, it's you're in that area. You're kind of restricted area. You're digging back to the house to get a full cellar in that area. You gotta be able to swing a foot at some place. They're not interfering. Anything's not already lawn.
Right, okay.
I mean, you're in the buffer zone with it, but what are you gonna do? It's not like it's gonna be there long.
No.
As soon as they pour and backfill, it'll be gone, They don't have any place else to put it.
And we do have the filter sock behind it.
I see it,
Yeah.
So they're protecting it.
Within there.
Ian, did you get a chance to review the DEP comments?
Yeah, I think what they were saying is that commission should basically just consider, kind of what I talked about, the renaturalization of the replication to kind of offset the impervious area that's in the front. So I think that's what they wanted.
What are you taking, about 100, less than 100 square feet by the looks of it, huh?
Yeah, so the net increase is 80 square feet. Yeah, so I just did a 2-to-1 ratio, and I said it's 180, but it probably only need 160. So
So in other words, that
So
still
I'll read
compensates
the-
like a replication.
Yeah, the comments.
Well, the edge of the lawn, what's now the edge of your lawn, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna go into
this is the
them.
edge.
Now the edge of the lawn, they just let it go in, it'll take over,
Okay,
it'll
so
regenerate itself
let me-
very
right.
quickly, I think.
It will. So the DEP comments, Mass DEP recommends the commission consider the provisions of 310 CMR 10.58, 5F4, in their review, which, without looking it up, I have no idea.
So it's kind of
But, and then there's one other comment.
there's 2 sections sort of in the riverfront regs. There's if it's new development, and then there's if it's redevelopment. So that section is redevelopment, and it's talking about when you're increasing impervious area, ways to kind of offset that, and
that is taken into account.
exactly, yeah.
Then the second comment is the commission may also ask the applicant how they will ensure that the proposed restoration area will not be reconverted back to lawn in the future. The commission may consider measures to ensure the boundary remains permanently undisturbed.
No, it's just gonna be verbiage in the homeowners.
We've
gonna
had
be-
to, in the past, through previous conservation commissions, had to take some 4x4 pressure treated posts and put maybe, it's a pretty small area, maybe 3 posts along there, and you get the little signs that,
You got the badges, like in the front seat of the truck.
That,
yeah,
I got
you could
you.
also do split rail fence.
yeah, something like that, that's might nicer looking, just put up a couple.
So in other words, they want something
Which
you
is
can
gonna
pick
eliminate
about.
you going by.
Yes, boulders.
It'll let the growth just jump right up to it.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
I like that idea better.
So that's something we should decide on, what we
well,
want
we
him
should
to put there.
discuss, I don't think that we should put it in writing, but it should, I feel it should be discussed and we have.
A degree of
should try to
monitoring
put
of
nicely
that
with
area
DEP.
not to be disturbed or brought back to line.
So I like split rail fence, boulders are another option, not like you're gonna find anyone digging.
You're not gonna
Well,
find
there-
any down there.
There is a boulder already there. Yeah, there's a pretty good sized boulder right there. It's probably not the most useful part of the property, but, you know.
Yeah, but that's way out.
For a place for that boulder?
That's way out from where
What's
you.
that?
Are you gonna refurb that with that boulder?
No, Jimmy, that's a big boulder.
Yeah, that's a real one.
I didn't know if it
I
was,
wouldn't wanna disturb and then have.
Yeah, you're not moving that without something big.
gotcha.
Not that close to the house.
I would ask, that he just puts 3 sections of split rail fence along there and then puts tag on them.
Just, yeah, we have plenty of them in
We
the
have,
office.
yeah, we have the tags.
Yes,
You know, it'll look nice,
That say what,
you know.
do not disturb, this is of a,
ecological sensitive area,
Yeah,
those signs,
you have them.
they're large, white and red, they're
No.
large.
No, these are
I'll,
little,
I'll try
these
and
are little
find
signs,
these.
these are little,
Yeah.
they're about.
You guys know
they're
how
like
organized we are in that office.
I have 4 of them in the
So-
front of the truck. I'll get one to them.
Simplest way
We
to.
can get
Okay, so if you're amenable to split rail fence, and then Jimmy, I guess, knows where they're hidden
Yeah.
in the office.
There is plenty of them. We do.
We can provide you with a couple of tags.
I think that we should, Pat, do you have anything you want?
Oh,
You joined us for this one, so.
yeah. So,
Uh, Yeah, I don't.
It's your turn.
So I'll make a motion to approve, TWB 2024-176, DEP 308-07102 Capricorn Lane, with a standard order of conditions, with the special conditions of, installing 3 sections of split rail fence to delineate the area for renaturalization, as shown on the plan.
I'll second that.
Oh,
Okay,
Pat, you on that
yeah,
one?
you got me, you beat me.
I was gonna say, nice job, you. See,
Pat has a second. We have a roll call vote, please.
James Bond, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Pat Donnelly, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Nice job, Pat.
Now we need a
Proud of you.
motion. I'll make a motion to close the hearing for TWB
Thank you.
2024-176 DEP number
Thank you, Nick.
308
Nice plan.
dash 0710 to Capricorn Lane. We have a second.
I'll second.
That second. Roll call vote. Kevin, pay attention for a second.
Yeah.
James Bond, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Pat Donnelly, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
It's not golfing.
There you go.
Will you bring back some old names?
Thank you, Kai.
Yeah,
Thank you,
one of them
Ian.
wasn't a good one either.
All right,
Now, you guys are on a Littleton or Westwood?
Westford.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
2.3, 49, RDA 49 Edwards Road, TWB 2024-177, applicants Tom and Susan Little. Representing them is from Dillis Roy is Jack Proposed work to replace and upgrade an existing septic system with a 1,500 gallon septic tank, 1,000 gallon septic tank and leaching facility. Work will take place within the 200-foot riverfront area and the area of critical environmental concern.
Mr. Chair, I must abstain from this particular site.
My meeting,
Okay.
legal notice.
Right, so the Townsend Conservation Commission will be reviewing, at its regular scheduled meeting on Wednesday, June 12th, 2024 at 7 PM in Town Hall on the second floor. They will be considering an RDA to replace and upgrade an existing septic
Okay,
system
there's a lot of background noise.
Kevin's,
with 1,500 gallon septic tank, 1,000 gallon septic tank, and a leaching field. Request submitted by Dillis and Roy Civil Design Group on behalf of Tom and Susan Little at 49 Edward Road. Work will take place within the 200-foot riverfront area. The commission will make its determination in accordance with the provisions of the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and its associated regulations and the Townsend Wetlands bylaw. The RDA is on file. If you'd like to see the application, you can come to the office or email the Conservation Department.
Thank you. Jeff, welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
we haven't seen this before.
Check on this sheet first. Did you, look under this?
All set?
Whenever you're ready, please.
Jack Maloney from Dillis and Roy, here on behalf of Tom and Susan Little. Septic replacement for a failed septic system. The current septic system is 1,000-gallon tank located right next to the driveway, and there's 2 pits out in the front yard in the vicinity of the proposed leaching area. Those pits will be pumped, crushed, removed, stone will be taken out of there. The existing tank will be pumped, chopped, crushed, filled in, made safe, and then we're proposing a 1,500-gallon 2-compartment tank, I believe, and 1,000-gallon pump chamber to follow, up to a D-box to a 3-galley leaching field or leaching system. This house sits lower than the road, so where the system is, it's actually a little bit higher. We tucked it into the bank.
Just to the road edge.
Yeah, it goes up to the road.
Slightly.
Yeah. 3 or 4 feet, I think, probably from the front door up. But anyway, there is a perennial stream in the back that runs all the way down to 119. We have the 100-foot inner riparian here. We have the 200-foot out here. The 100-foot buffer zone is this green line which runs right in front of the house. So there'll be no work within the 100-foot, but we are within the 200-foot barely. So the reason why we filed the RDA. Nothing's happening back here. This big blue circle is the 100-foot offset from the well. The smaller is the 50-foot offset from the actual suction pump that's located in the basement, which we have to maintain for Title V purposes. So that pushes us even further towards the road. Yep. There is
So
town
this
water.
was- This obviously was a Title V failure for a house sale.
Correct.
Okay,
That's what's going on.
so, okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Orange are the wattles, and I believe they're already in place because Autumn's got
when I went
pictures.
out.
Yeah.
I,
I
okay.
inspected them, but you did too.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, well, I was down there
Well,
visiting,
that's
my-
just so it doesn't
Oh,
roll
good.
down the
so I
driveway.
just,
Scooted up.
This,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, all the work's gonna be done in the front yard. I didn't put a stockpile on here. I'm not sure what Kevin's gonna do with that. I mean, there's room over in here. This is all on, but there's a lot of plantings. I believe they had this whole landscape green area as plantings. And then there was another area right along the roadway. I believe she was taking
Yeah,
out
those
pretty
plants
much
all
have that.
about, just
plant
just
sale
off
for
the
the
edge of the
neighbors.
driveway to give us access in. This is
Okay,
still
that's all
all
staying.
perennials, all there.
And
This will be a
there's,
stockpile.
there's
right
one tree that's gotta come out. Hopefully they
Yeah.
can transplant it, but if not,
because they've done a nice job on the house, and that's why I said to myself, if it's on the Title V basis, they're gonna make sure that when he leaves, it's gonna be.
Yep. So
down
the stockpile will be,
just to
could be
the.
on that far
protected,
end.
yeah.
All the,
Yep.
all the
Okay.
material,
19.
If,
all the material, the excess material from below the existing loam grade now, the loam is the only thing that's gonna be piled on site. All the material that's gonna come out of where the chambers are going,
Mhm.
has to come out 4 or 5 feet, I think, Jack.
5 feet in all directions,
Yeah.
that'll be hauled
We'll just
out,
haul it
and
right out.
then,
So in other words, you go right from the machine to the dump truck.
How much stockpile is probably gonna be
Loam.
a couple truckloads alone, that's
right
it.
over.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that it would be within where the straw wattles are.
Correct. That's why I kinda winged them out a little bit further than just the direct
And
area.
I'm sure you got the emphasis on that. That's gotta be as pretty as it is when you leave, just because it's being sold.
Well, it's a shame, there's some
Because they did a nice
beautiful
job.
flowering trees there, all
Oh my God, you just told me.
Listen, we have a great level of interaction in us.
I know. It amazes me every day.
Just imagine how shorter the meetings would be if they didn't, right?
Well,
Where is
how
it?
would we know all that?
This is true.
I've learned a lot, actually.
This is true. I'm surprised you didn't perk up and say you hunted out there and went fishing pollywogs and such too.
I feel this is straightforward. There isn't anything to really go over too much more.
Straightforward.
There's no one on there, right? Since reason.
Yep, no one has the hand raised that I
Once
saw.
again, Jack, your presentation is impeccable.
So I make a
I keep
motion,
this. This is,
to, yeah, -3 determination for this RDA for TWD 24-177 49 Edwards Road.
Just to correct, I think it should be -2. That's the riverfront area one that we've discovered.
Two, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I know what that's like.
Beta.
Moving
Thank you for
forward.
the voice
Yes, thanks.
within.
Within the hour.
So I resend that. I make a motion to a -2 determination for 49 Edwards Road, TWB 2024-177.
So moved.
Roll call vote, please.
James Duran, yes.
James Gates, yes.
No,
Kevin Smith abstained.
thanks, Jack.
Until next time.
Are you coming back in another 10 minutes?
No. This is it.
No, we have Stan for that.
Mr. Dillis will be.
Stanley's awaiting.
Live from New
Guy,
Mexico.
old skinny gray guy.
I wouldn't say that. He's a handsome guy.
What is he, just came up from Mexico?
He's on
I know
right
he's
now.
on, but I'm hoping,
Good night.
we get to see.
Bye, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
He's traveling.
8:05, we're doing well. 2.4 RDA 198 Main Street, TWB 2024-178, Starlight Corp. Representing them from Dillis and Roy is Stan Dillis himself,
Main Street 40.
via the other side of the country.
Is he really? Stanley, where are you right now?
Down the street.
Oh, you muted.
We're muted. We can't hear you. Oh my God, what's with these?
He's in New Mexico.
Is he really?
Yeah, he bought a house in New Mexico.
Oh, Stan, you muted.
Stan, we can't. Stanio.
Sorry, that's better. I'm unmuted now.
There you go.
Okay, a lot of
I'm
conversations
muted.
going on. Let's,
So this is Sterilites building on 198 Main Street. I was in at the last meeting to talk to you guys about this for filing an RDA because there's really, you have, the building is downgrading of the rail trail and the wetland is on the other side of the rail trail. And there was a site walk last week with Greg Roy, and we modified the plan a little bit to show a laydown area and some expanded erosion control. And that's basically it. I mean, when we discussed it before, we kind of all agreed that an RDA would be appropriate, and that's what we're asking for.
you did have a question posed by DEP that you answered.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any response from that response, correct?
Correct.
Might I ask what the question from DEP was?
I don't know. I don't have it in front of me right now. I don't recall.
Never mind.
You asked.
Where the outfall location was, I think.
That's right. I don't think there is no outfall that I'm aware
Yeah, I
of.
think they were wondering if there was any outfall from
No, there isn't.
like the disturbed area into more where the wetland is, like under the rail trail. But I think Stan said there wasn't, and
There
I
isn't.
didn't
That's
see
what
anything, so.
Yeah, I remember now. They were asking about the parking lot drainage, but that's all just leaching drainage. It just goes into the ground. There's no piping that goes anywhere. Thank you for refreshing my memory.
Sure.
And they have a perfect scenario with the rail trail separation. That's a 6-foot fence next to the construction area for any debris potential blow away. And I think the only thing I heard out of you, Jim, you might be in favor of a wall butted to the fence area.
I don't care about
Just
the
on
model, it's
the
just
corner
the silt
side.
fence, just as separation to make cleanup easier.
But that's just that one section right up on the corner.
Yeah,
You weren't proposed, I don't believe
just
it
that
was proposed to
small
go any
section.
distance down through there. There's one
No.
section right on that corner where the gradient is pretty close to railroad grade, or rail trail grade, we'll call it
I
now.
didn't see even any
Yeah.
need of that. I mean, the best part about it is you have the rail trail separation.
No, but you do have the
fence.
corner by the building.
Yeah, you
Right.
got that one little
But, so
section.
the question was, the RDA indicates that additional work will occur on site. Do any of the outfalls on the property drain towards the Squanicook River and the associated wetlands, and has a stormwater report been prepared for any areas tributary to these outfalls? And that is Stan.
And the answer to that is no, because there are no outfalls.
Thank you, Stanley.
So everyone is here for the site walk. Does anyone have questions?
Mm-mm.
I thought it was straightforward, ready to go.
No questions at all.
Thank
So
you.
I'm abstaining from this vote. You guys get to make the motion.
Jerry, you want to do it? You want me to?
I'll make a motion.
If you want, hold on, does Autumn want to make recommendations? for-
Anything to be said?
You sure?
Nothing to be said? I'll make a motion to approve the RDA 198 Main Street, TWB number 2024-178. The applicant being Sterilite Corp.
You gotta, it's a -2 or -3?
Oh,
2.
It's
-3, I'm sorry.
So it's only a buffer, so -3.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry.
this one is a negative?
So read
So
that.
start over.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve the RDA 198 Main Street to a TW 2024-178 to a -3 determination. The applicant Sterilite, representing Sterilite is the infamous Stanley Dillis. The proposed work replacement of a 40-foot 40,000 square foot section of the foundation and structure within an existing building. The request submitted by Sterilite Corp. at 198 Main Street, Townsend, Mass. 01469, and the work will take place within the 100-foot buffer zone.
So moved. Second. Roll call.
You guys get the vote.
Go ahead.
James Ryan, yes.
James Gates abstained.
Pat Hill, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Stanley.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Bye,
Be
Stan.
talking to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Stan.
Bye.
He said he's in New Mexico.
So it's 811, 2.6 OOC minor modification rail trail DEP number 308-0669. So we have 4 members of the rail trail board here at least. 3? What?
There are 3 members.
Who isn't on? Oh, Bill's on.
Bill's on. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Kevin.
There he is.
Tell us.
They wouldn't have come.
here for an hour.
Snuck up on you guys, don't worry. It happens.
It's good for your soul, Peter.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
soul building last night.
whoever wants to
What you
talk
got,
about it,
what,
comes to the table with us, and
what you got cooking?
it's pretty straightforward.
You want me to do it, Peter, or do you want to do it?
No, well, you told us to be here, so I guess we'll do it, might as well. So what we're looking to modify, I guess, the order of conditions, it was granted, back in, I think, 2019 for the, bridge.
2021.
Thank you, Bill. 2021 for the bridge by the Grisco. And we're looking, there's another bridge down by the Cooperage, similar construction, these are old railroad bridges. And the under supports are still solid, but the decking is really in bad shape. And they're they're a sort of a hazard to, people that are tempting to walk there. We have them closed off now, but people still can be tempted to walk there, and they are hazardous. So we're proposing to pull up the decking and then put down.
We touched base on this back in 2019. I remember you came to the board.
Yeah, and then it was discussed again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Bill, I had it right.
Okay. Okay, now I remember. All right. So in other words,
So we want to do the same thing on this other bridge by the Cooperage that we're proposing to by the Grisco.
the stringers are in good shape. You're looking to replace the upper.
Just gonna redo the deck.
Correct. And the removal process will have, tarps underneath to capture any debris that might come down. And we're doing it with, not with pressure treated wood, but with,
White oak.
Rough sawn,
I don't know,
Rough sound,
rough sawn oak.
so
heavy duty oak.
I think that when we had discussed that, we had actually pulled out some white oak that would have been ideal for that because it's just got such good longevity,
Yeah.
even better than red oak. And of course, if you were to use the pressure treated, all worries of.
Yeah, it's all sorts of junk in it. So,
Correct.
yeah.
So,
Keeping it natural and keeping it native.
Autumn, you had something?
yeah, so no work was done to that bridge yet. So the OOC was amended to include replacing the decking on one bridge, and now you're coming forward to modify the OOC to include the second bridge.
Correct.
And that will include a tarp being installed under the bridge
During the
That was-
while work's going on.
during
That
the work.
Part of, I think, of the.
The original.
Of the original
OIC.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make note of
So we
that.
do that to make sure we capture anything that's falling down.
Any old pressure treated
Yeah.
debris.
Right.
And then there's also a boom that will be installed in the water.
Mhm.
What, a turbidity, socket going across?
It'll catch
Yeah,
any
probably.
debris that.
Turbidity.
You
falls.
can understand, that's been there for 100 years, dropping stuff, that, what has been dropping. in
Every
there
time
for
the train
100
went
years.
over it,
That was just what they included in their
I know.
application.
every time that train went over it.
So I wrote up this document.
But right now, excuse me, sort of an attractive nuisance. I mean, it's there and people are,
People want to
tending
use
to
it.
go across it, but it's pretty sketchy.
Okay.
Jimmy?
Now, you were gonna go and you're gonna put a bridge in across there. I get it. Where's the safety factor on rails with that? Is there anything?
What do you mean?
Is it just gonna be a flat deck going across there, no rails to the
Oh,
right?
you mean
left?
handrails? Is that what you're talking about? Safety
Something-
rails, handrails?
Yeah, we're looking at possibly putting handrails in.
Okay, I'm just seeing that you have a bridge, usually any bridge has got some type of handrail, right side, left side of such.
Bill, I think in passing you had mentioned that thought.
Here's the location map, if anyone
I know
wants to
where it is.
see. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure
We've
you
walked it,
guys.
we've walked it.
Yes, you know, but here's the.
Oh, Bill, you there?
for the-
Yep, I'm here.
I got the gist.
You and I talked, I think, briefly once about railing, so you gonna move forward with that? Not that it really matters.
Doesn't matter to us, but
I was hoping to, no, I wasn't gonna guarantee it, but I just thought it was like a 90% chance. I assume that we're gonna also have to approach, for this, we don't need to approach the Historic District Commission. But if we put up a railing, it'll have to go through the Historic District Commission too, because it'll be above surface grade.
Wow.
good point. Good
They
point.
want what, an historic looking railing?
Well, that's outside us.
For us,
That's not-
it has nothing to do with us.
I'm abstaining from this. You guys can,
It's
It's
a
straightforward.
quite
It's an
simple, it's a
continuation.
quite simple minor
Oh,
modification.
Hold on, the party pooper's here.
Oh, gosh. That's
What?
rude.
Yes?
I,
Ice cream box has
don't worry. Bill, Peter, Joan, you guys might remember a couple years ago, we went out to the bridge, this bridge for the Cooperage Bridge with, I think it was with Tabor and somebody else. And at that time, like the I-beam and some of the head walls or something, I think were deemed unsafe. And there was a plan to tear those out and replace them. Is that in the future a part of this project?
No, if we're doing something major like that, we would not try to do it through just an amendment. We'd have to start all over again.
Okay.
That would be just gonna just do the decking and worry about if we needed reinforcement at a much later date.
Okay.
Those little trestles have stood the test of time.
How old is that?
150 years old, 125 years
At
old.
least.
Originally built in 1848 through 1850.
There you go. There you go.
Right. The old fire station used to be there. The train used to drive through the old fire station.
Imagine that.
And they picked it up and moved it across the street. Because the train kept hitting it.
Touch of history for you.
I thought that was interesting. Lisa brought that to my attention.
Anything twice about moving buildings back then.
Yeah,
They moved that building right there, the church.
Yep.
Chowder gave me the history of it, yeah. And they
Oh,
would
you
take-
look pretty.
I don't,
No, and then they would take all the ash from the mill and they spread it around the harbor. So every place you dig in the harbor, there's about a foot of ash,
oh yeah.
Yep, from the train.
from the mill.
Where's no?
No, the mill that used to stand there.
I think I can make I'd like to make a motion on this and get it moved forward. I'm gonna make a motion for this article
All you gotta do is
2.6.
read that title.
Yeah, the 00C minor modification to the rail trail.
Oh, see.
The DEP number being 308-0669. Make a motion to approve that modification.
I'll second.
What do you say?
Roll call vote.
James Dorian, yes.
James Gates abstain.
Pat Gilmore, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Thank you, folks. Yeah. No, thanks.
Very much.
Good seeing you.
Sorry for making you sit, guys.
Where is he? In Mexico?
Thank you, Bill.
San Diego. I can look out the window here, see?
Are you really?
You're in San Diego?
Oh.
At least you shared the views.
Hotel room.
Wouldn't.
Yeah, Mr. Dillis didn't share the view he has. Probably
All right,
got
let's
an
keep
elk
this
in his
going. We got a
backyard.
record time and have a record for the content that we got through tonight.
Yeah.
All the grocery prices down there, Bill.
No, here we go. We've lost it.
Come on, let's focus, cause I
4.1, yeah, we gotta go fix the
gotta
track.
go fix the tractor.
Review
Have a
and,
good
Bye,
evening.
kids.
thanks, Peter.
I had to do that.
Review and discuss interpretive signage by the Wild and Scenic Natural River Stewardship Council to be installed at Adams Dam. Quiet on you.
What kind of signage are they talking about? Just 12 by 16 signs?
You can see,
Oh.
it's a beautiful.
Oh, no kidding. It's got the dinosaur, picture of the dinosaur on it?
That's an otter.
Oh, an otter? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're bringing it in. It is an otter, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
But Kevin, if you want it to be a dinosaur.
We call it a dinosaur,
Okay,
yeah.
It's a dinosaur today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Wild and Scenic Stewardship, River Stewardship Council wanted to put some sort of presence onto the rivers to show what we are and what we do. So, we spent the whole winter, working with the graphic artists, putting together these signs that tell you what the whole program is, the National Park Service program. And these are big. Well, they're not manufactured yet, but if you're familiar with the You Are Here maps that we put in a few places, like on the rail trail, they're on like
Yeah, like that.
a slanted
That's nice.
pedestal. We're making 3 of them. We want to put one on the Squanicook, one on the Nashua, and one on the Nissitissit. And for the Squanicook one, we chose Adams Dam, and I've been working with Roger and the Parks and Cemetery Commission to try to decide maybe where it would go, somewhere kind of behind Farmers Exchange on the edge of the river there, so that when people come, they see.
The old swimming hole.
Yeah, the old swimming hole. So that they come and they see sort of the whole value of the river and some of the wildlife that lives there.
So there's a little path, a cow path, that goes down the river that they're trying to restore. Maybe that would be a great spot for it to block.
So this was
I
kind
think
of,
this is great, Joe.
this was difficult to design because all 3 signs are the same, except for the map. Each map has a You Are Here, that little red button on the map on the left. But we had to sort of choose the types of wildlife and fish to depict, to show all the way from the upper reaches of the Nissitissit or the Squanicook down to the whole Pepperell Ponds. So people go, why don't you have a trout? Because we couldn't. We either need to have a bass or a trout. We had to decide what would be the best choice. And this is what we arrived at.
You have a trout in there?
It's a very nice
No,
sign.
we ended
No.
up just putting some, I think,
Crawfish.
dragonfly larvae or crayfish
In dinosaurs.
and then.
A dinosaur.
Anyway, can I chime in quickly? I'm fairly familiar with the town. I know that corner well. I guess my only thing is there a more favorable area we could choose to put such a nice sign that you took that amount of time on? That area over there, in my humble opinion, is in dire need of a great amount of engineering and development, meaning
Redevelopment.
yes. In other words, as far as that whole bank area should be reworked, the trestle needs to be decided whether the rail trail is gonna take that over and use that as, we've got chain link fence over there, we have Jersey barriers blocking people out there. And I gotta be honest with you, that one area, this corner over here, where you're planning on doing that, is probably the most unscenic area in Townsend.
I'll tell you, nice scenic.
Further over towards Adams Dam.
I know the parking.
I know right where it is at Adams Dam. I
Well, maybe this will
swam,
help it to start to become so.
This is also just a correspondence.
right, but do you understand where I'm coming from with that?
I think-
area
I think
looks like
that
it's a
process
training
is already-
camp for the Marines. You know,
Well, that does at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I say, there is gonna be some work done. The problem where it's too bad the best place for that sign would be the most beautiful place for that
We
sign would
could
be
use some volunteers.
coming in off
too.
of, coming in off of Hawthorne Brook, going into Black Rock. But the problem is I don't know, huh?
The throughput, the number of people that would see it.
Yeah, the number of people that would see it.
Well, another place.
In the Howard Park system over there, coming in from the parking area at Hawthorne Brook, where the trail system goes
Oh, yeah.
into Black Rock. There is some signage there now. It would see a lot more people from over there.
Well, here's the thing, we had, with this artwork, we paid a lot of money for it and custom developed it. And we had 3 choices of payment, just, use it once, pay a price, use it as many times as we want, pay another price, or own it, and we can adapt it, evolve it. And we took the middle thing, so we can use it over and over. And we can make more next year, the year after. I mean, we thought when everything gets developed in the Historical Society area.
In the harbor.
Pond, that would be a
Great place for it. Yeah.
The swans out there, backdrop, and the new church.
You might have to change from the dinosaur to the swan down there, but.
So this may not be the last one.
I hope it's not the last one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
No, it is a beautiful sign.
It is.
I could see that. I could see that at Canal Street,
What company?
Oh, yeah.
the Upper Dam,
Which graphic
Well,
design?
even-
Rossback Bridge.
The woman who specializes in this, I guess.
Wow, it's beautiful, yeah.
So,
She gave up all her other artwork because she knows it.
Wow.
And that's for Jennifer, and you guys did that right then. You guys dropped X amount of trees in there on the bank.
That was me, Joe.
Staining.
You guys with Jessica, right?
Yeah.
There's
In
a lot of
Nashua?
work
Yeah.
going into trying to improve that area.
It
Yeah,
is. It's just a tough area that's been abused for a long time. For a long
yeah,
time.
maybe we could switch out the Jersey barriers, but
Like I said, that's just my opinion of what I see over there. I mean, the fence is not attractive, the trestle is shut off, Jersey barriers.
well, it's a
Dam is
work in
com-
progress, as
Oh,
everything
I think
else.
it's great.
Is that the? Okay, so thank you, Joan.
Yeah.
4.222 Sauna Road. Recutting with
Joan, I hope I didn't seem negative enough.
No, I understand what you're saying.
yeah.
We just planted 330 on my
Oh,
property
you
with
read
Jennifer.
up there?
We punched them all.
Please read,
It went well. It went well.
The trees.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a
folks.
good night.
Have a good evening.
This is a letter from Joan and Mike Potsed from 22 Sauna Row Road. They are on Vinton Pond, and they are requesting, they said that at your meeting on March 27th, they were told that some members would come to a site visit. It was set up for a date and a time. No one showed up. So then the agent came out, and I took pictures and looked at the situation. And she says, because I still believe looking at the bank in a budding environment, covering where trees have already been cut down as Conservation Commission did before, it might be enough to give us permission to cut some trees, some of the trees that are dead and dying, and one that hangs over the house. She asked Unitil, and they said the situation is like many others and not dire for their wires. Tree cutters and construction workers are hard to get as everyone is so busy. If we could at least get the trees cut with whatever stipulations you want, leave the trunk and roots, plant blueberries, as we asked before, plant something else, we could make some progress. The trees should be removed in any case. Thank you for your consideration.
I don't remember
I didn't hear
a
you.
date.
What was that?
I don't remember a date that was.
Yeah,
like I said, I
It was
don't-
April 9th at 11 a.m.
Did we get that email to us?
Yeah, it was texted to you and then emailed to you three.
Huh.
I missed it because I never missed a chance to go up to visit Vinton Pond.
Yeah,
Where you missed it.
I did.
yeah.
Can we
So-
help them and
What
revisit
can we do
this?
to, yeah.
What
So
can
we
do
did
to
revisit it after I went and did the site walk and took pictures and we reviewed it, and because of the strict stipulations of degrading a bank within the Wetlands Protection Act, we decided, you guys decided, that it should be included in the NOI.
Right, because they want to rebuild the house, which if they're gonna rebuild the house, they need to file
It's
file
gotta be
the
an
NOI and
NOI.
just include the trees. But
Yes.
if they feel that their house is truly at risk and they leave the stumps, I also feel that just cutting the trees down, leaving the stumps in place is also,
Yeah.
The stumps have to stay in place. You do not want to compromise any of that bank. going
Well,
to
you're
the
gonna
pond.
end up, you're gonna be digging out for the foundation. Yeah, that's gonna be a frost wall on the
right,
low
but
side,
that's,
so,
that, we
you
can
know,
cross
and-
that bridge
yeah,
when we get to it.
yeah.
The other thing that we have to think about is if those trees stay up, if one of them blows down, besides the damage to the property,
No.
you could also risk damage to the environment because
Yeah.
uprooting and
Mhm.
if the tree falls into the pond, that's a whole different game.
It's a
Yeah.
catch 22 and
So-
all around.
I didn't view the trees as dead, in my opinion, but if you all wanna take a site walk out there and check it
I'm
out
gonna jump up.
yourself.
I'm gonna take a ride up tomorrow.
But,
I wanna see how the people over at Rossi's campus
Well, I
doing
think
too.
the tree over the
Just to
house,
follow up.
you know, for sure should
Uh,
probably come down and leave the stump.
yeah, you should take a
Yeah.
look and see how much it is over the house, and then also Matt Morrow, their engineer, will be submitting the application soon. So I've been in contact with Jane requesting that she submit the NOI since she came, I think it was back, before March 27th, she was
I
here.
guess I should
Yeah,
go.
Worried, because she was worried about the timeline, and I was encouraging her to, submit the application, and then we can get the ball rolling. And you guys can discuss what,
She was the elderly woman, I think. She
Yeah.
stood
Yeah, they're an
there.
older couple, they did the
Mhm.
septic a couple years ago across the street.
And then
I
they had redid that house that they want to tear down. That was already went into rehab and they,
they want to, and that's what we're still waiting on the NOI for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My opinion is that I feel the trees are come down. Stumps remain, again, if one of these trees.
Stumps that can remain.
Yeah.
if
But you
they
gotta have
can
Until,
work it.
until they figure out the NOI, because if they're gonna put a foundation in, the stumps should come out.
They ultimately will have to, like Kim was saying, if you're in proximity to the foundation, footing and everything like that, you can't work to a stump a couple feet away from it. It's not gonna happen that way. But I think the most important thing is that you've got to be very sparing on the tree removal on Benton Pond. Just because that is such an aggressive gradient straight down to an enclosed water area
So
with no inlet, no outlet, spring fed.
tree
You could be the
removal,
number-
is stump removal or trees in general?
In general,
I'll go
in that
tomorrow.
whole area, on that
Okay.
whole sauna road to the
Okay.
left-hand side. Anything to the right of the road, it doesn't matter, it's moved. Anything on the left-hand side going down Sauna Road next to the Benton,
So are you comfortable to bringing this up at the next meeting?
sure. We gotta get up there, we've gotta get up there and take a peek. I'm sorry, I missed that sidewalk.
That's okay.
No, it isn't.
I must have
It's on-
had something
Is
going
text
on,
message
because
the
I
best way
tried to go
or should I
there.
call you?
Call me most likely, because I'm like,
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
know you
we'll add that to the next meeting. We're gonna just transition right into 6.0. So 22 Sauna Road, next meeting, you have at least one NOI. And all I have, does anyone else have anything?
I think I'm just gonna be quiet for the rest of the meeting.
So we made sure we closed out all the hearings. I make a motion, our next meeting is Wednesday, June 26th, July 10th.
26th.
24 at 7 PM, Board of Select Chamber, second floor.
Mhm.
I do want to bring this up.
Please.
What is everyone's thoughts on changing our meeting time to 6?
Kevin, you
Never
couldn't
mind.
have said that anywhere.
Okay, too early for Kevin.
We, when I
Somebody's
chaired
pushing
for
it
the
for me.
longest time, we were going at 7:30 because that's as early as I could possibly get out of
Okay.
my UPS truck and get down here.
Let's stick with 7. Sorry. Ann.
We can discuss it. Are you trying to get to bed earlier?
No, I'm good.
Trying to have dinner with the family?
But, I mean,
No, you're right. You're right.
I gotta
Because
be
at 7
honest
o'clock
with-
we'll be done. Hey, so yeah, let's keep it.
I'm
at 7.
flexible. If you want to, I mean,
No,
I'll
no.
By
work
that
with
time
it.
the dues come and it's time to quit, but
Yeah,
you know,
I-
at 6 o'clock is not gonna work for me. It's not,
No,
it
no.
really don't work for you either. Let's
Okay.
leave it. If the dog, if it
No,
ain't
you're
broke,
right,
let's
Kevin.
not fix it.
Okay, I gotta get out early for my meeting. Oh, I see. Ah.
All right.
Town properties.
So I make a motion to adjourn at 6:36 p.m.
8:36
8:36.
PM. Thank you.
Second that.
Thank
Pat
you.
second. Do we have a roll call?
James Ryan and Traver.
James Gates, yes.
Pat Donnelly, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.